plan on starting from the person with the most defined stronghold. So let's go to the library. Lisa should be there.
Stronghold. That's an, interesting word to use.
Maybe den? No, that's even worse.
Am I here? Why am I seeing this conversation unless I'm just totally creeping on the side of this conversation?
How about layer?
Oh. This is weird. I don't know that I like this. The whole point is that you're the traveler, you're the main character. Completely acting as if the traveler's not here. I don't like. I don't like this at all.
Refrain from making a racket.
No.
Here we are. Lisa's lair.
This is wrong. This like violates everything the game has done to date. I know there are times when we see things that aren't from the traveler's perspective, particularly like with the abyss mages and shit. And like, that's fine. But we have, other than that, from a main story perspective, always followed the traveler. And now we're just not. This is not the time to get creative in the way you present your media.
Oh no. That was a bad word choice. Now sucrose is using it. It's all my fault.
Because it really just breaks the consistency. And my immersion. But I guess they don't care about my immersion.
Lisa, might I ask if... Huh?
She is not there. Okay. Why are you guys in the library?
Sucrose.
Why is the traveler
Collei,
not here for this fun?
What are you doing here?
You could have easily just had us go together, honestly.
I can only sucrose that they were Collei-ing on someone. At least that's as far as I know.
All of that is fine except for the Collei-ing in on someone. That makes no sense. Sucrose is suppose, I guess. Lisa is least, and Sino is I know. But Collei-ing? I don't really understand. I don't understand what that's meant to be.
Oh, please, just stop it with these puns. I beg you. Are you trying to win worldwide fame for unfunny jokes?
Is Lisa not here at the moment?
Surprising, isn't it? She went out. I'm afraid it's just us here looking for information.
What are you guys looking up information for?
Except me. I'm not here for information. Like you, I came here for an abortive search for the librarian, who is also my academia senior.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Oh, so you studied in the same darshan as Lisa?
That's right. Her mentor in Sumeru was also my benefactor. We were both Spontamod students.
Wow, that's cool. But wait, we're getting sidetracked. We came here to look for some information. Collei and I are investigating a prophecy, and we were hoping you all might be able to help.
Oh? What sort of prophecy?
Sucrose and Collei take turns explaining prophecy and the information that they can buy with the traveler. Hey, you actually gave me time to finish that.
I see. You want to ask them about the flower that is not of this world, and me about the one who would never lie.
But there's no rush. You don't need to answer right away. We're just here to tell you about the
No,
situation.
you're not here to look for Lisa.
You can take your time to think it over and submit any thoughts you have in written form to the sucrose mailbox.
Cringe.
The sucrose mailbox?
Yep. I was thinking about it on the way. And although they seem like trick questions, there's a lot to mull over once you get down to the details. A quick answer off the top of your head might not go into enough depth. So, I decided to place a mailbox next to the alchemy crafting table. Everyone can submit their written answers there when they're ready.
I can't just give them to Timaeus. It's not like he's leaving the space. He's always by the alchemical table.
We don't have to call it the sucrose mailbox, though. It could just as well be called the sucrose and Collei mailbox. Or even the sucrose, Collei, traveler, and Paimon mailbox.
Why does it need a name? Not everything needs a name, Sucrose. Can't you just say it's the freaking slot you put your shit into when you have an answer? or just give it to Timaeus, because he's right there.
I think in this case, we can just go with your quick answer off the top of your head.
Sounds like a good solution. Certainly more reliable than verbal discussion alone.
Agreed. Certainly when it comes to discerning whether someone is a liar or not, you cannot simply take them at their word.
Understood. Once we've had a look into it, we'll place our replies into your mailbox.
Thank you all so much. Okay, let's tick them off the list and carry on working our way down.
Already done.
I'm pleasantly surprised to see those two introverts getting along so well.
Do you get the feeling that Collei's return to Mondstadt has emboldened her more contrarian side?
Yes, I'd noticed that too.
Traveling and meeting old friends are both good for the body and soul. And isn't rediscovering one's youth while revisiting old haunts a worthwhile pursuit?
You make it sound like we're all old, Albedo. Reliving the nostalgia of our youth.
When I first met Collei, she'd never known happiness or youth, but things are different now. Her Elazar being cured was a huge milestone in her life.
Collei is a very sensitive and introverted child. I'm sure you must have noticed that too, Albedo. From the time she's been in my care, I've observed that she's actually a very lively character by nature. But she had a very rough start in life, and it changed her.
And that's the weird thing. Up until this point in time, we've literally only ever seen a lively Collei. We've seen a sick Collei, sure, and she wasn't quite as lively when she was sick. But we've only ever seen the lively part, which is why I find it so weird that we're suddenly getting but it changed her. And now we're seeing the ways that it changed her, but we haven't had any of that to date. I'm completely ignoring the manga because I do not care about it. It is not relevant to the point at hand. The point is, in the game, we've only seen her express a lively personality. And I just find it weird with zero foreshadowing that we're suddenly saying that her actions now and her moods now are not a result of being healed by Eleazar, as I had originally supposed. But you're saying that this is something she's had in her for a very long time, since her childhood and had her rough start in life. But we didn't get any snippets of it when we were last with Collei. And that's the part that bothers me. There should have been some hint of it, some trace of it, some foreshadowing of it, so that now when it gets dropped on us, we don't go like, huh? Yes, I know the manga exists, but it kind of feels like it's just come up out of nowhere, like you're just making it up for the sake of like character development, rather than that being her personality all along. Like, it's a consistency thing.
So, might I assume that your respective claims of looking for plants and artists in Mondstadt were just pretexts?
Of course they were.
I wouldn't say that. Both Collei and Genius Invocation TCG are very important to me.
I'm sorry, I took a mouthful of water, so I had to be careful what I did with it. It was the TCG that got me.
Would it really kill you to just say yes in this situation?
Fine. Yes. We came out of concern for Collei.
Liked his
She's
answer.
been back to Mondstadt of her own accord several times, but it has led to no significant improvement in her mood.
She had Eleazar. What did you want from her? Of course she's not going to be the, again, I'm ignoring her mood with us previously. Of course she's not going to be the most, happy person in the freaking world, even if she went abroad and traveled and visited her friends. She was still going to die,
Well, it won't hurt to give her some more time. I believe that sucrose might be able to help her.
This is the first time that she has been here since she's been cured. I mean, I would think it's inevitable that this visit's going to make her feel better because, like, hey, girl, you're not dying anymore. Yay. But sure.
Sounds like an extension of your own self-confidence as your teacher.
And another point I'd like to make is that the only thing we know, again, the manga is unrelated. The only thing we know from this game about Collei is that she was suffering from Eleazar. We have no clue as to what any other kind of suffering that she's had in her life in the game. So some of this just feels awkward. If I hadn't known that Collei was in the manga and that she went through some shit with Amber, which I can't be bothered to read because I wouldn't know that there is this sort of extra backstory of the Collei. I'd be just, question marks all over going, what? Since when did she have a rough youth? Like, what? So I don't... This bothers me.
You could say that. In a similar vein, I've heard that Sumeru scholars often build their social relationships based on their academic ones. Is that true?
Yes? Purely because they don't really take the time to socialize outside work.
I suppose it might look like that from your perspective. Sumeru society is something of a special case.
It's unnatural.
The reason it is known as the City of Learning is because all of its resources are in some way linked to academia.
It's not a healthy way for everybody to live.
As such, academic resources equate to social capital. It is not unheard of, for example, for people to build a family in order to pursue further studies.
What? They're procreating purely to have their study continue on. What if your kid doesn't like the same area of study? What if they go into a different school at the academia? What? That's just as bad as, like, a lord having a son so his son can inherit the estate.
But the relationship between the three of us is not an academic one turned social. We've never even worked on a paper together for starters.
There's more to things than papers, sir.
Oh, so the academic paper is the nexus of the academic family. Interesting.
It's weird.
I would think of us more as siblings. An equal and pure relationship, unaffected by academic considerations.
As much as I'd prefer not to admit it, that statement is not inaccurate.
Which part don't you want to admit? The familial bond between you?
I can understand that position. I have a younger sister myself, and it's only natural for me to be protective of her.
It's so cute. The way that he calls Collei his sister is so adorable. I'm assuming you are talking about Collei, yes?
What you describe fits the idea of a city of learning, as I imagine it. The family is where all social relationships intersect. As such, a family founded on common goals may actually be more stable. By the way, who's the eldest between you?
Sino would be my guess.
Let's not go down this rabbit hole, please.
In terms of age, I'm the eldest, of course.
Yes.
He just doesn't want to admit it.
No. I thought you were the eldest, but then I'm like, are they going to pull like a reverse Uno card? And then it turns out that just because you seem the eldest doesn't mean you are the eldest.
But your mental age is younger than that. I dare say even by enough to be the youngest sibling. Perhaps I could bring Collei into this happy family to be your elder sister.
Collei is by far the junior. What?
No. You will never see me admit to being the youngest sibling. Except perhaps as a last-ditch effort to turn the tables in a game of cards.
The fact that you would even go that low is just interesting. After bidding farewell to Sucrose and Collei, we finally head back to our actual main character. Who are we visiting?
Guess we'll leave Collei and Sucrose to it. Fingers crossed all goes well for them. Now then, where should we go first?
I don't know, Paimon. I don't know which half of the list we have.
Let's try our luck at the bulletin board, shall we?
Why?
A lot of people tend to show up there at some point in the day. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Can't we just go to their workplace? We generally know where... Hello, Jean. We generally know where people are going to be at any given point of the day. Sorry, Herman. I really couldn't be bothered to go around you. Oh, it's not really. Let's go this way. Much better.
Nice! Just as we hoped! There's a load of people here.
Why are you all here? It's weird. Do y'all not have things to do during Windbloom? I guess not.
Huh? Even Lisa's here.
Hey, we found Lisa. She's not on our list though. She's on the others list. Hi everyone, long time no see.
Hey there, Traveler and Paimon. It's been a while. How have you been?
Kid, ever since I learned you had a female voice actor, which was a very long time ago, I really can't hear anything else but a woman coming from your mouth.
We've been doing pretty well.
You look surprised, cuties. Is it because of me?
Yeah, you weren't on my list.
Teacher is
Not at the usual place.
You hit the nail on the head with that one, Razor.
Oh, please. It's not as if I'm glued to my chair. I like to get out for a little fresh air every once in a
I
while.
know, we've done the rounds looking for people who had overdue books.
Mika's here today, so I thought it'd be a good time to introduce him to Bennett and Razor. They're all out and about quite often, so it's helpful for them to get to know one another.
Oh my god, I tuned out again. Was it Mika? Fudge, I wasn't listening. God damn it, I need to pay attention. I was too busy thinking, does this kid have any friends his own age? Or because he's been out in the field with the Grandmaster, has he only had older people to talk to and not made friends with younger people? This kid just looks like a chocobo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mika.
Okay, it's Mika. I probably should have assumed it was going to be the Japanese pronunciation. In saying that though, isn't Final Fantasy X Micah? Don't know, been too many years since I played it. Yo, good to see you again.
I look forward to working with you.
If you started in our previous interaction, I don't remember it, Mr. Chocobo.
No need to be so formal. We've known them for ages. They're cool.
Yay, I'm cool. I don't know about you including Parman in that statement though.
Windbloom. Fun?
Usually, but is it though? Last one wasn't so bad either.
Actually, we haven't gotten to the fun part yet. We've been busy investigating a prophecy.
Actually, Paimon, we've finished the festival, been and done.
A prophecy? What kind?
The kind I should keep you very, very, very far away from.
A good one or a bad one?
Good. You explain the prophecy and tell everyone what you've learned so far.
Gosh, that all sounds quite fascinating.
Doesn't it just?
I
Everybody
can't
loves good
believe I
prophecy.
made it onto your list of names.
I wouldn't have put you there.
You really think I'll be able to help?
I really don't.
Believe in yourself.
I mean, yes, but that's not going to help his bad luck. He got struck with the bad luck stick. I can't fix that.
Right. Believe in yourself. You're a first-rate adventurer, Bennett.
Is he though? Is he? The amount of trouble he gets into and, loses his way and bad shit happens to him. Is he a first-rate adventurer? I mean, he's first-rate in his dedication.
Okay, then in that case, I'll step up and present my thoughts on the matter. Except I forgot I'm not really good at organizing my thoughts. Oops.
Oh, there's no need to tell us all of your thoughts right here and now. Sucrose said she'll put a mailbox next to the crafting bench, so you can just write down your thoughts when they come to you, and drop them there.
A meticulous and efficient plan. Yep, that sounds like Sucrose.
I will think also. Give me some time.
Except I don't think he can write. Can you write, Razor? You can get Bennett to help you. Draw pictures! Pictures are great.
You still have other people on your list that you need to go see, right? We should leave you to it. Don't worry about us. We'll drop off our letters at the mailbox as soon as we're done.
I can't believe I crossed 4 off my list at once.
Okay,
It's a miracle.
bye for now. Let's head over to Star Snatch Cliff next. Maybe we'll be able to find some people there.
Why?
And even if we don't find any familiar faces, you can see really far from up at the top. Maybe we can find people that way.
Or you could just wait in the city by the front gate until they rock up because they have to come home at some point in time to sleep.
Aw, you're working so hard. Do be sure to get some rest when you can. If you get tired, you know you're always welcome to visit me for a break and a cup of tea.
I don't drink tea, but thank you. At that moment, Sucrose and Collei arrived at Stormbearer. It seems like we're going in such a random direction. Why would somebody be here?
Where to next? Let me check my notes. Huh, this way.
Who works out here?
Got it. Collei, please follow me.
Who's out here? Find someone that matches the prophecy. Could you be any more vague? It looks like Noelle. Amber. I'm so blind I cannot tell who the person on the left is. It's because it's 2 people. It's Clea and Eula.
Yeah. Oh, it's our lucky day. There are several people over there.
I was like, Who's tall but also has red like in their middle section? I'm so confused because it was Collei's hat against Eula behind her.
Amber? Wow, and Eula's with her too.
Do you guys not have any plans today?
Oh, it's sucrose. And Collei also spies the girl with the long scarf.
You've never met her?
Collei, we were just talking about you.
That's
Ah, right. I
awkward.
don't think you've been introduced to Noelle before. Collei, this is Noelle, maid of the Knights of Favonius.
Nice to meet you, Collei. I missed you the last few times you were in Mondstadt, so I'm glad to finally meet you in person.
Oh, nice to meet you too, Noelle. My name is Collei. But you already knew that.
Relax, you two. There's no need to be so courteous. We're not on some kind of diplomatic mission here.
Collei, what are you doing here? Are you planning to blast some fish?
Nope. Collei's on patrol with the other knights.
They're taking her on patrol now? Ooh.
Huh. Now that you mention it, it looks like everyone here is a Knight of Favonius except for Collei and me.
I'd heard that there was a very young knight in the ranks, but it's still a surprise to see with my own eyes.
She was put there for her own protection.
Collei, what do you do? I'm a trainee forest ranger in the Avidia Forest. Trainee?
Like you, Collei. You're a trainee human. Nope. Trainee person.
It means I'm not officially
Adult.
a fully
Trainee
qualified
adult.
forest watcher yet. I'm still learning.
Oh, you're just like me. I'm still working towards becoming a fully qualified knight.
Technically, though the distinction is hardly relevant right now. This isn't a very formal patrol. We're just chatting.
Don't panic, Collei. Just pick a topic and join the conversation. Don't panic. Whatever you do, don't panic. It's just Amber and her friends. There's no need to be nervous.
It's like they're trying to give us some sort of educated insight on how, introverts function. Honey, you came here for a fucking reason. You don't have to just pick a topic and join the conversation. You already have a topic, just speak it. Why have you got to make it so awkward? Why does the game have to make it so awkward? Like, ooh, introverts, ha ha ha. Just, you're here for a reason, just spit it out and let's move on. Why do we have to be all pretentious like this? And why do you... Wow, the shading on her nose keeps changing. It's hilarious. But it's just, why do you have to be all, anxious? I get many people as anxiety-inducing and whatnot, but, you have a reason to be here. It's not just random conversation. It's not you just meeting people and then having to keep conversation flowing, in which case, yes, this thought process, 100% applicable. I am fully on you there. That's fine. But the point is that you came here for a reason. You have a goal in mind. You don't need to keep up random conversation topics. You need to just get to the topic at hand, and that will keep the conversation flowing. That's the part that doesn't gel for me.
Let me guess. Were you chatting about the new guests in town?
Yep. A few folks from Sumeru have come to visit, so we're brainstorming a few nice surprises for them. Amber! Sorry, at least I didn't say anything about what the surprises are.
So she's the kind of person who blows surprises, okay.
Oh no. How am I supposed to join this conversation now? What do I say to that?
If you get really awkward, you just blurt out the prophecy. It's all you really need to do. Yeah, it will feel really awkward, given that we are halfway through a topic of conversation, but it would keep the conversation going.
Speaking of nice surprises, we've actually had a fairly big one recently.
What kind of surprise? Tell me! I'm saved. Sucrose is giving me a lead-in. Now, I just need to follow on from what she's already started talking about.
Sucrose and Collei tell everyone about the nice surprise that they've been working on
prophecy.
something.
I have no idea what the answers could be.
So essentially, you're gathering information to help you solve the riddles, correct? I'll do my best to help.
Eula, I didn't remember that your inside of your cape was multicolored. You've got some yellow on you. I didn't even notice. Well, I would have noticed at the time, but I didn't remember. Looks kind of cool.
Thank you so much, Eula.
Anytime.
There's no need to answer right away. We'll put a mailbox next to the crafting bench for people to drop us a note once they've thought of something.
And wouldn't the smart thing have been to already have made the mailbox? Because as you continue on your day looking for other people, the first people you spoke to are probably ready to submit their answer, but there's no mailbox currently for them to put their answer in. You should have made it first, then gone out and found people. Just saying.
I'll drop something in there for sure.
You, what? Was Collei on my list? Oh yeah, about the legend.
Nice idea. I think we can all commit to writing a note. We'll see what we can come up with.
Yup, don't worry. You can count on us. But we do have to finish our patrol first.
What route are you taking today?
We started in the Stormbearer Mountains, and we'll end at the city gates. You'd be very welcome to join us, but it sounds like you're pretty busy with all this.
No. There's always next time. We'll join up with you after we're done working through this prophecy.
Oh, yeah. So, we'll be on our way for now. See you later. Have a safe trip back.
No music?
Are you okay, Collei?
Was it that obvious?
No, not at all. It just looked like you had something on your mind.
So that means it was obvious.
Whatever's bothering you, you can talk to me about it if you want. I'm happy to help.
Thanks, Sucrose. Well, the truth is, I don't really know how to act around Amber and the others.
But why does she... I mean, it's weird that she includes Amber in that, because isn't Amber supposed to be like her really good friend? So that's kind of weird. But why does she treat the others differently? Like, she didn't even know the Traveler at first, but she was always lively and, you know, welcomed her with open arms and gave her food. And, you know, there was never a pause in conversation like she was socially awkward. That I remember. It seems the kind of thing I would remember. I don't remember much about this game, but given the context here, I would have remembered any flags that had been raised at the time. So it just feels so weird that she's suddenly treating everybody else differently. Like, why is a Traveler so special so that she doesn't fall into the category as the others? It's weird.
Really? I thought you two were good friends.
And like, she's getting on with Sucrose real well. Why is Sucrose different than the others? Are you just implying that because Sucrose is also an introvert, she's not included? And yeah, I still find this weird that she's acting weird around Amber.
We are. Amber's a really important friend to me.
But?
I don't know. I guess if I'm being completely honest, the problem's probably with me.
What problem?
The first time I came to Mondstadt, I was really immature. I didn't want to let people in, and I was generally pretty awful to everyone.
That's fine.
Amber was the one person who didn't give up on me. And if it wasn't for her persistence, I wouldn't have found a friend at all.
Okay, I'm still not seeing the issue.
Without Amber, I might not even be here today. And because of that, I really look up to her. I think of her as my role model, and hoped that maybe one day, I could learn to be like her.
Still not seeing the issue?
But after trying and failing for several years, I think I finally realized. I'm no Amber, and I never will be.
That's a good thing, and I still don't see how this is making conversation with Amber difficult.
Looking back, it seems silly that I ever thought like that. We're nothing alike at all. My personality's so... weird. I always get so anxious and I overthink everything.
And can you get to the point? I don't get it. Why is this creating an issue in how you talk to Amber? I don't understand.
Aw, Collei, don't say that.
Sucrose? Would it be okay if I told you a bit about my past?
Are you essentially just saying that by coming to the realization that you could never be Amber because you're like two totally different people, you lack the self-esteem to have conversation with Amber? Is that what we're trying to say in a really, really lame roundabout kind of way? It still doesn't seem like that would have any bearing on your interaction with Amber. That's all your internalized bullshit. It's not bullshit. It means a lot to her, I get that. But to Amber, like, it's irrelevant. That doesn't seem like it would have an outward impact on the way you talk to Amber. did you treat her differently because you put her up on a pedestal? Is that why you now have a problem because you can't treat her the same way? Or did you always just treat her like a friend, and why can't you still just treat her like a friend? I am so confused about the inner workings of your mind, Collei. You make no sense to me whatsoever. Two girls come to a stop at a place with some lovely scenery. We weren't already standing somewhere with some lovely scenery? Apparently not. As the breeze picks up, Collei tells her life story, from her childhood to her recent recovery from Elliot. Yeah, except we don't know about her childhood unless you've read the manga. So we're still in the dark about this point.
I already knew bits and pieces about her, but still, why did she have to go through all that?
Yeah, see, I'm also missing the emotional connection here. Like, the Ellies are, yeah, okay, I pity her, but I don't know the rest of the context. I don't know what else she's had to suffer, so I just don't feel anything for that because the game's not telling it to me.
I'm sorry. We've only just met and I'm already dumping all of this on you. This is why I get so frustrated at myself. I'm always doing this. I get into a spiral of self-doubt, and then I end up having to find somewhere to vent it all out.
Do therapists not exist in Tibet? Because it sounds like you would really benefit from having one, Collei, because that's literally their job. To be the person that you vent it all out to, and then they can help you learn some behaviors and coping mechanisms. It's a terrible phrase, really, coping mechanisms. But ways to then not channel the self-doubt, but ways to mitigate it and to manage it and to not let it spiral quite so much. They're really good, useful people. Surely there's a therapist in Tibet you can go see, because then you wouldn't have, well, it would reduce the effects of these spiralings and reduce the need for the venting.
No, it's fine. I'm really glad that you're willing to tell me all this. People don't open up about their deepest feelings unless they really trust the other person. Don't you think?
Not true.
At least, I think it's kind of an honor.
In this sense, yes, it is. What am I trying to say here? It is a situation where Collei feels comfortable enough with sucrose to open up. So here, this is a fine, healthy environment. But that is not always true of these kinds of situations. You do get the people who just dump their shit on other people, and it's really unfair to the people that they're dumping all this info on, because it's making them feel bad. It puts them in a bad position. Tell them stuff that they don't need to know and don't have the capacity to deal with. It can be a real disservice to the person you're telling. So, and they're not doing it to feel like they're sharing and opening up. They just do it because misery loves company. So, no. It is not always because they trust the other person. They could also just be assholes. But in this situation, it's fine.
And, I mean, you've probably noticed by now, but I don't have the best social skills either. I always just end up talking about the things I'm interested in, and going on and on. But even so, you still listen to me when I talk my head off about alchemy. It's a relief to listen to you talking about yourself for once. If you hadn't told me all of those things, I never would have guessed that you struggle so much. Honestly, I feel like we're very similar people.
Really?
Yeah. Everyone has their own problems to deal with. I certainly do. All the feelings that you talked about just now, I totally get it. It takes so much more effort for us introverts to fit into a crowd. When you were saying about how you try to think about what to say in advance, and you're constantly terrified of saying the wrong thing and making things awkward, I relate to that so much. Oh, and also that part about studying under a genius. In fact, before meeting you, I'd never met anyone who seemed so similar to myself.
Oh,
I'm not very good at giving words of comfort or anything, and I'm not gonna tell you to just get over it or stop worrying about it. How about we just sit here for a little while? We don't have to force a conversation if we can't think of anything. We can just sit here together.
I think something that would benefit Collei is two things. Well, one thing, two things. Being able to understand that silence doesn't have to be awkward. As in this particular moment right here, silence can be companionable. You do not have to fill every single moment with conversation with people. There can be lulls in conversation. You can just be with people and not talk. Like, that is a thing that you can do. She just, on top of that, needs to be able to read people. She needs to learn to understand if it's one of those situations where she can get around just being in companionable silence, or whether conversation is probably more required by the other person. So she needs to learn that companionable silence exists, though it looks like sucrose is teaching her about this now, and then she needs to learn how to read people to know when it's acceptable. And then she might find that she doesn't
stop talking, but for some reason, this doesn't feel awkward at all.
Okay, so yeah, she's learning it.
Maybe she's right, and we're more similar than I realized.
I forgot what I was going to say because I didn't want to talk over her. It can't have been too important. I never really have anything important to say.
In Sumeru, I always like to find a quiet place to just sit and watch the scenery, but it's always by myself. I never thought there'd be a day when I could do this with someone else by my side.
Yeah, Collei, I think you need to get out more and just meet some more people because it's kind of normal. Just saying, it's a very normal thing to do with people. You need to just meet more people.
Mondstadt's breeze is so gentle and soft.
Maybe, go to the city every once in a while, get out of the forest. Because clearly you're not meeting enough of a variety of people in your day-to-day life.
Hey, Collei. See that cloud over there? Doesn't it look like one of my test tubes?
Absolutely not.
I don't think so. Sorry.
Why are you sorry?
Then maybe we're not quite on the same wavelength on everything. At least, not when it comes to looking at clouds in the sky.
Thank you, Sucrose. I feel much better after talking to you.
Yeah, it helps a lot, doesn't it? I also vent to my flasks sometimes. The next time I get the chance, I have to show you my Tetratanic Sweet Flower and my Tetratanic Windbloom.
I think Collei would benefit from having a discussion with Nahida, of all things. Because Nahida has been set by self-esteem issues and, physical setbacks by the people around her, and essentially being imprisoned and traumatized for a very, very, very long time. What is it, 500 years? And she's finally learning how to get past all that and move on. I think that, and she's just like a sweet person in general. I think that Collei and Nahida really need to chat. And then I think that will give Collei some confidence.
Your Tetra... what?
2 of my favorite things I've made. They're really cool. I think you might like them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you'll definitely have to show them to me sometime.
I brought some crackers with me. You want one? There's cheese flavor or tomato flavor.
That's great, but we're here for a reason, guys. We're here to solve a prophecy. Can we please get back to the prophecy?
Sure. I'll try the cheese one.
Aw, look! They're enjoying the scenery together.
This feels very stalkerish.
Shall we go play with them?
No, it's fine. Let them sit for a while.
We're not what Collei needs right now. She needs a new friend. Someone different, who's never met her before.
I don't get it. Is there a difference?
It's okay that you don't get it, Clee. There's plenty of time for you to learn the difference.
There is. You'll understand once you're a little older, Clee. People can draw different kinds of strength from different kinds of friends. And right now, Collei needs someone that's just not the same old me.
I don't disagree. I still don't see how this is impacting her conversation abilities with Amber at all. But yes, she definitely did need a different friend. Someone who attacked life from a different angle than Amber does. On the other side, the cold wind sings shrill across the face of the star-thatched cliff, which I still don't know why we're here. Will you stop giving me Jane? I want Elhatham.